What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Littleroot Laddering. So, I've played against Rain a lot in this format, and I haven't actually played any with it. So, this is kind of my iteration on Rain. As you'll notice, we have a lot of similar moving pieces to like the Rain teams of this format. Like to start off, we have Focus Sash Pelipper, Tailwind, 2 stab attacks, protect. Pretty standard Pelipper. I know Aaron has been playing with Scarf Pelipper. I sent him this team, and the only changes he made was made this Scarf, made this Focus Sash, and cut Kanga for banded Mamo. So depending on how this goes, we might make those changes, but for now, this is the team I'm interested in playing. So pretty standard Pelipper set. We are Expert Belt Ludi because our Life Orb is on Latios, and I don't like taking Life Orb recoil from Fake Out, so I felt like it was unnecessary damage that we were taking for no return. You'll notice that I also have basically no speed investment. This is enough speed where if I was modest, I would get to 91, and this does not allow me to outspeed Raikou, which I believe is base 115. Whereas with 4, I don't want to be hasty, I want to be timid. There we go. With us being timid, we are able to get to 100, which puts us at 200 in Rain, which allows us to outspeed Raikou and such. Then we have Dry Skin, Toxicroak. I originally was going to do like Surf, so that you have extra free recovery here on Toxicroak. I kind of talked myself out of it, but that might be something else that we change. Poison Jab, Drain Punch is double stab, Fake Out because like Fake Out's really good, and Protect so we can get some extra recovery off our Black Sludge. Naturally then, like this is the starting core that I started with. I really want to play with Toxicroak. I think it's really unique. I think Dry Skin's a really cool ability. I originally was going to do like Poison Touch to fake out the Dry Skin, and I'm like, nah, let's just do all this extra recovery, we'll be fine. From there, I added in Lumberry Scizor. Again, this is another one that could be Life Orb, or you could be like Iron Plate. Lumberry just means that like if you do get burnt, you don't really care. And then on top of that, being in Rain, you don't care about like Heatran as much. You are still going to take a chunk from it, but Bullet Punch, X Scissor, pretty standard Scizor set, nothing out of the ordinary here. Latios, this is another mon that if you really wanted, you could put Tailwind on, but I'm going purely offensive here with Life Orb. We are timid, so we are very fast. I'm just gonna do a bunch of damage here with Latios. One thing I considered was cutting Protect for Calm Mind, just so that you could potentially fire off multiple Draco Meteors without having the immediate downside of dropping your special attack. And then I decided, nah, I would rather just play Protect. And then the last piece of this team, we have Kanga here with Silk Scarf, Fake Out, Last Resort, Adamant's gonna do a bunch of damage, hopefully. This is honestly just something I've ran into a couple different times, and I think it's really cool. I've seen this slot also be Ambipom, just like normal Fake Out user that also gets access to Last Resort. What's interesting about Kanga is we have Inner Focus, so we can be immune to Fake Out and to Intimidate, or we can be Scrappy, and we're able to hit Ghost with Fake Out, which I think is very, very unique, and I think it's actually the only mon that has access to this duo. So I could be completely wrong, but this is the team we're playing this week, or at least today. So let's jump into the ladder and see what we can do. Alright, so we have a Rain mirror match here in game number 1. They have Blastoise, which isn't Swift Swim, but it is Rain Dish. So they're going to try to play a longer game, it looks like. But what's interesting about this is like Toxicroak seems pretty okay here. Obviously, we need to watch out for like Togekiss specifically, but everything else we kind of line up okay against. So I think Scizor is a must bring to be able to deal with the Togekiss. I think Toxicroak looks really appealing here. Past that, I think it's just like, I think Ludi and Pelipper are pretty great up front here. Hitmontop is going to outspeed Pelipper, but I can always fake out it if they lead it. Yeah, I think this is just this plus these two in the back. I'm pretty satisfied with this. Togekiss, Politoed up front. Pelipper's Drizzle went off, meaning I'm faster than the Politoed. It's good to note. I'm just going to Tailwind, and I am going to go for a Fake Out into the Politoed, I think. Yeah, they're going to protect Togekiss. It's pretty great. Okay, just double protect. Interesting to note that Togekiss is faster than their Politoed. Not that surprising, but it is good to note. And I just kind of want to double Scald into Togekiss, try to pick this up. They're going to go into Wob. This is also just fine. Like, we get a bunch of damage in on this. They are going to trap us, but, like, I feel pretty okay. They're going to double protect this turn, so I can... I'm just going to double the Politoed slot. They're obviously going to not protect. Okay, I pick up their Politoed for free. Like, I can just force them to not be able to switch Wob out, and then it's a free KO there. But I think I'm actually fine just doubling into Wob. Seeing how much that we did with Scalds, Hurricane plus Scald should pick up a KO here, I would think. They could Fake Out into my Pelipper, break a potential Sash. But, like, if they go for Fake Out this turn, I can set Tailwind next turn, let both of my Mons go down, and then clean up this end game. Wobbuffet, like, Parasong trapping people in this format seems interesting. First time I've ran into this. Also didn't realize that Wobbuffet had access to Amnesia. That's interesting. Okay, they're going to go into Togekiss. That's fine. I'm just going to double your Wob. Do a non-zero amount, but we get the Confusion. Okay, that's fine. They're going to, I'm assuming, protect Togekiss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Tailwind, I'm going to Energy Ball the Wob, anticipating this to switch out. I can't imagine they're going to want to give up their Wob, but they do actually. Okay. That's fine. And Rain goes down. They're going to get a 2-for-1, but I can bring out Toxicroak and Scizor now. They protected Togekiss last turn, so I am free to Fake Out their Blastoise, and actually I could Fake Out their Togekiss and go for a Swords Dance this turn. I think that's actually pretty reasonable. They're gonna Shell Smash with Blastoise. Okay. Not the end of the world. And now we can... I wonder if Togekiss protects this turn. Okay, just redirect this. But Beery's still going to take a chunk. Poison Jab's going to pick it up. I'm going to Water Spout, but Toxicroak's immune, so... I hope you have a way of hitting my Toxicroak. They're going to protect... The way this is playing makes me feel like they don't. I obviously could be very incorrect, as they have Ice Beam here. Okay. I got the Poison... I can protect here. Stall out a turn. They're going to take extra damage. I'm going to recover. This is one of those instances I wish I had access to Sucker Punch. Like, I think if I had Sucker Punch here, I could win this game. Like, I would take this recovery. They would restore. I'm actually curious.
A few moments later.
That's a really close game, I think. Like, opponent obviously stalled out the turns of Tailwind appropriately. Destiny Bond to pick up the double KO obviously was really well for them as well. I'm really surprised they let Wob faint, but at the same time, I think Blastoise just cleans up that endgame so well for them that it's okay. But Beery Togekiss is not something I've actually ran into as well. Most are like... I've seen Leftovers, I've seen a bunch of Scopelands, I've seen a bunch of Citrus Berry. I haven't seen the resist berry on it at all in this format, and I think that's interesting. Okay, I like this matchup. I like this a lot. I think Latios looks really appealing, especially if we can set Tailwind to be able to outspeed their Gardevoir. This is another instance where I kind of wish we had access to Sucker Punch so we can just punch this Gardevoir before they attack us. But I think the combination of multiple Fake Out users on this team next to a threat can actually let us be able to deal with them appropriately. Them having access to Arcanine makes me not want to bring like Scizor or Toxicroak. And I think I'm actually pretty okay with not bringing either of them. So I think I like Pelipper plus Ludi with Kanga and Latios in the back. Okay, they're going to have Scizor plus Crobat up front here. I can't Fake Out to stop them from setting Tailwind, but what I can do, I could just double Scald into the Scizor. I could also Hurricane plus Scald, or Hurricane plus... I think they're going to protect Scizor, actually. So I think Hurricane plus Ice Beam into the Crobat is appropriate here. They're not going to protect, but I still outspeed. They're going to U-turn. That does do a solid chunk. I wonder if this is Choice Band based on that damage.
More moments later.
Okay, they're going to go into Rotom and Guardy. So now I can click Tailwind, and I think I'm fine to give up Ludi here. Okay, D-Gleam, and I'm assuming this is just T-Bolt. Yeah, that's kind of fine. Like, I don't hate our position currently, because I can Fake Out the Guardy and Ice Beam this slot. It does a lot of damage. Hydro Pump into Kanga. Okay, we don't quite pick up the KO, though. I think we're going to lose this game because we don't have access to Protect on either of these Mons. Oh, what am I talking about? I do have Protect. But we're definitely dead to a Draco. And this is most likely Scarf. It's like... They're going to swap. They're going to D-Gleam, I'm assuming. I was going to pick up my Kanga. Yeah, this game's over. Oh, Rotom. Rotom. Roserade as well. Roserade's actually a pretty good answer into Ludi. So I actually don't think I like Ludi here. They have a bunch of things that hate on it. I think Pelipper's okay. This could be like Pelipper plus Toxicroak. And then... Like, I think Toxicroak's pretty great, seeing how they have multiple fairies. They have this grass type. Obviously, we need to watch out for, like, Hitmontop. But I think this is fine. I like Toxicroak. I like Pelipper. I think Scizor's pretty okay, seeing how they have multiple fairies as well. And I think to round it out, I want to bring Kanga here. He's just pretty weak to Intimidate, but I think that's pretty fine, all things considered. Let's do it. Let's lock it in. Roserade, Rotom. Okay. They should be able to infer that I am dry skin based on this lead. So I think dealing with the Rotom first is actually our first priority. We can go Fake Out plus Scald into the Rotom. I also think they just protect it. So I think Poison Jab plus Tailwind this turn is appropriate. Okay, they're going to go into their Scarf. They're going to go into Togekiss. Sleep Powder. Okay. So Fake Out would have been really good. That's what we learned. I'm going to go for a Hurricane. They're going to protect. Okay. This is a D-Gleam. Yeah. Scizor comes out. They should probably swap out Togekiss now. This Roserade's really annoying. I'm just gonna double it. KO? Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. Yep. Oh, I'm Lum. Duh, I'm Lum. What am I talking about, guys? I can go Poison Jab into Roserade and Bullet Punch the Togekiss here. You're gonna follow me. Bullet Punch is gonna take it out. Now Poison Jab actually gets to do something. Good damage. And they miss. Good. Good. We know this isn't Scarf, seeing how they protected. Tailwind is over, but I think this is kind of fine. I actually feel pretty okay about this game. I know, like, we're down our Pelipper, and Rain's about to expire, and they have this Rotom that we had to deal with, but I feel fine. I can Poison Jab, I can Protect. I'm at full HP with Toxicroak. If they go for an Overheat into this, it's halved by the Rain. Okay, they're gonna Protect this Overheat into my Scizor. Okay. Rotom outspeeds my Toxicroak. Good to know. I can Protect this turn and swap to Kanga. Overheat and Kanga, we take that. They Sleep Powder my Toxicroak. So now, I bet they protect Roserade, and I could see them swapping out Rotom. So I'm just going to double this slot. If they don't swap out, this is fine. Okay, there's Azu. This is not going to end well for Azu. Goodbye. Okay, there's Rotom back. Now I can Poison Jab and Last Resort. I wonder how much this does to Rotom. Also wonder if it's appropriate. Actually, I think it's appropriate to give up my Toxicroak this turn. Okay, Roserade moved. Roserade is faster than... Right? No, Toxicroak is faster than Roserade. But we don't know if Rotom is faster. I'm gonna swap. I'm gonna bank on Kanga being faster. That's a choice. I was not ready for Trick my own Mon. Okay, so they are choice locked into Trick. This is Expert Belt now. I can fake out the Rotom. Man, this game got really difficult. Okay, cool. Scizor picks up the KO. I can now Protect. I can... No. I am going to Swords Dance. And I'm going to Poison Jab. They can only KO one of me. They don't KO my Toxicroak. Okay. Well, this game should now be over. Okay. Sick. Sick. The scarfing yourself to outspeed my Mons is actually really sick and not something I've seen before. Like, because you know Rotom is just faster than all my Mons. That was a really smart play from my opponent. I gotta give him that. Rotom Wash is really annoying. That's what I've learned. I think I've come to the same conclusion that Aaron has, that I really want a ground type. Like, not necessarily to deal with specifically Rotom, because obviously it's immune, but to be able to switch in on, like, Thunderbolts from this thing, or like a Lightning Rod Mon. I originally had Raichu in this slot instead of Latios. Alright, let's think about this. I could see them... I think I want Latios plus Kanga up front. I think that's actually really good against, like, a potential Rotom lead. And I think I want Pelipper and Toxicroak in the back, maybe? Toxicroak gets completely bodied by Crest, so I think maybe I want Scizor instead. Do I want Pelipper here? I don't think so. Maybe I just go all in and hope they don't bring Arcanine. Let's do it. Okay, there's a Chomp. There's a Rotom. They should probably protect Garchomp this turn, I would think. So I'm going to Psychic Rotom and go for a Fake Out into it, anticipating a Protect from Garchomp. Swap is also fine. It's really good damage. Eat your citrus. I'm faster than you. I can now swap into my own Scizor and last resort the Rotom. They're going to protect, that's fine. Are you going to Swords Dance in front of me? That's rude. Rotom should be able to live a Bullet Punch, so I'm going to go for my own Swords Dance and try to KO this thing. Kanga, I need you to live this. Oh, by a mile. Not even close. Alright, alright. They do have the Arcanine. I'm gonna go for this. Please don't Heat Wave. Bullet Punch. Holy cow, Toxicroak. My dude, please calm down. I don't have a way of dealing with this Arcanine. I think I had to give up Scizor to bring out... I think actually potentially sacking both my Mons here is correct. Because then I can bring out Latios and Kanga, be able to Fake Out this thing and drop a Draco on it. But then I'm locked... Then I have Draco out and I have no way of boosting my stats back. So maybe the play is to swap to Latios here and Fake Out the Scizor this turn. Okay, we take that, we take that. Please go for my KO into Toxicroak. So I want to... I could drop a Draco on their Arcanine. Does that do anything for me? I don't think so. Please target my Toxicroak. No, that's not my Toxicroak. I think we've lost this game. I think the Rain Duo would have been good here in the back. We can Fake Out the Scizor and we can go for a Drain Punch into it. Okay, there's the Chomp. They're going to protect. That's really good. Now I can get KO'd by whatever they do. Sure. Like, they Bullet Punch either of my Mons, I get KO'd. Yeah, this game is over. So, I think the Rain Duo would have been pretty good in that game. Just as like a way of dealing with Arcanine. Arcanine could have been Scarf, and them going for like Flamethrower means that they're locked into it. Obviously, they clicked it every turn they were out, but like I also gave them multiple targets for it. Whereas in the Rain, they can click Snarl then. But I can like Fake Out plus set Tailwind in front of it, so then I'm guaranteed to outspeed it. I think the fact that they brought Arcanine to a matchup with Rain was really well played on their end. Like I think that Scizor was actually not great in that matchup, all things considered. I think I could have left it at home and instead brought Pelipper. And instead of... I don't think Toxicroak really did much there either. I think I could have done Latios plus Kanga up front with the Rain Duo in the back, and it would have been much better for me. So I have a feeling they're going to bring Raikou here. I think they're guaranteed to bring this Gastrodon, so I'm going to do Rain things up front. I can see this being Raikou plus Hitmontop up front. I think I'm okay with that. I want my Latios, and I think I want Kanga. Does Toxicroak do anything here? We can punch Scizor, but not for very much. We can switch in on a Bullet Punch. We actually line up pretty okay against like everything except for this Moltres. How do I beat Moltres? I think I want Kenga. I think I talked myself into Kenga. So this is interesting. Because they could either set screens, which I think they're going to, and I could just double this Raikou, try to KO it before it does things. They could also U-turn off of my Ludi. We saw them do that. Not specifically this opponent, but we have seen them go for U-turn off my Ludi to do a ton of damage. I think I'm just gonna double the... Do I want to? Like, Tailwind is actually pretty good here. It allows my Latios to outspeed their bonds. I think it's correct to Scald the Scizor and set Tailwind here. Good damage, and we get the burn. Alright, they're Lum. They're gonna Volt Switch, they're gonna put me down to Sash. No Swords Dance. Okay, they're gonna go into Gastro. That's fine. They have X-Scissor. I don't think that crit actually matters. I'm gonna bring out Kenga. I can fake out the Scizor and Hurricane into it. I can also do this to Gastro. I had to click fake out. The question is, where am I going? I think I had to go into Scizor because they can bullet punch my Pelipper to KO me. Made a good read. Nice. They're gonna yawn my Kenga. I can stay in and just punch them really hard. I can also last resort the Raikou and Hurricane their Gastro. I'm actually pretty okay with this. I think Kenga going to sleep is fine. Pelipper's done pretty good this game, so we just single-handedly KO their Raikou. That's absurd. I think they anticipated me to swap. Moltres is gonna come out. I would really like to hit that, but unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to. I think the play is to swap to Latios, because I would rather be able to reset Rain to prevent this Moltres from really doing a lot of damage. And they get to freeze naturally. Why wouldn't they? This Gastrodon's really annoying. Our Tailwind is now over. This tells me they don't have Protect on Gastro, I don't think. Which, like, if they're playing Yawn, I would think they do. Alright, nice crit. Nice crit. That does a chunk. That also does a chunk. Kenga, why are you so good? Kenga's actually just kind of insane. That was... I love Kenga. I love Mama Kenga. It's so fun. I'm not saying that it's great, but I am saying I genuinely enjoy what it does here. Alright, so another potential Rain Mirror, except this time they have Rotom Mow. They don't have any redirection for their Blastoise, so I don't really have to worry about Shell Smash. Obviously, they could still have it. I don't really care for Scizor here. That's not true. Scizor lines up okay against Latios. We switch in on basically every attack that they have for it. And I think this time I'm actually going to want to do rain things against them. I don't think they bring their Pelipper. I could do like Ludi plus Kenga up front with Scizor and Pelipper in the back. I think this is fine. I think I like this. It's going to be Pelipper plus Latios. Okay. Pretty alright with that. I can go for double fake out this turn. Just prevent them from doing anything. Clap them. Clap them. Okay, we get the flinch. I can Ice Beam their Latios. Actually, I can Energy Ball their Pelipper and last resort their Latios. They could drop a Draco. They could set Tailwind with this thing. Obviously, it's going to outspeed me. I wonder if Scarf Last Resort, like, just playing Scarf Last Resort is, like, worth it. That's something That is a thing we can potentially do. I think I have presented them in a situation where they need to deal with my Kanga. Got him. Goodbye. Kanga's so good. I love Mama Kanga. The more I play with it, the more I absolutely love it. Alright, this is a matchup I really like the rain. But I think I want Ludi in the back, just like we had in the last matchup, because I want to be able to gain control of the weather in the late game. Toxicroak looks really appealing here, seeing how it hits like Heatran and Tyranitar super effectively. We also have Poison Jab for the Breloom as well. So I think Toxicroak is pretty great. I think I want Kanga. I could also bring Latios up front, but it doesn't... Like, Latios seems pretty okay if they lead, like, Zapdos. I don't think I really want Scizor here. Like, we have Bullet Punch for Tyranitar, and that's about it. So I think Toxicroak plus Latios up front, and Pelipper, Ludi in the back. Zapdos, Suicune. Okay. I wonder if they know that Toxicroak gets access to... fake out here. Yeah. Alright, they protect. That's good. Good play. I'm assuming this is Tailwind. Okay, that's fine. So now I have to play scared. I can protect. I think double protecting here is actually fine. They could swap into Garchomp and discharge this turn. I kind of want to make that read and Ice Beam into their Suicune slot. What am I worried that Zapdos is actually going to do here? Yeah, let's do it. Let's make a read. Like, discharging... Oh, yeah! Give it to me! They're going to light screen. Alright. Alright, you're Yachi Berry, and I still did 60% to you. That is absurd. I can switch into Pelipper, and I can Ice Beam their Chomp now. I could also Ice Beam their Dose. I could also just Protect. I think that's fine. Let's go for a Protect. Okay, there's a Dragon Claw. There's a Discharge that is going to do a chunk to my Pelipper. By a chunk, I mean put me to Sash, and they para, so that's awesome. Last turn of Tailwind, we can Protect, and we can bring out Toxicroak, because now I can, anticipating the Dragon Claw into my Latios, I can take the hit. Cool. Awesome. So I'm assuming, yep, double. Okay, this is kind of fine. I bet they protect Garchomp or switch it out. So I'm just going to... we're just going to Ice Beam the Dose. And we can Energy Ball into the Chomp. We can also just double the Zapdos. That's really bad if they protect, though. I'm going to make a read that they're going to go back into Suicune. Got him. Okay. It's good damage. Latios is guaranteed to outspeed Suicune. So I can Psychic and Energy Ball this turn. This is free for them to like fire off a Discharge here, which will do pretty decent damage. Potentially, this is their last turn of Light Screen as well, because we know that there's Zapdos' Life Orb. So just doubling the Suicune here seems pretty okay. I don't anticipate this thing protecting. Okay. Get the special defense drop is huge. Awesome. Alright, so now no more Tailwind for them. If they bring out Garchomp, I outspeed them. I have Ice Beam for this Zapdos. I can double Ice Beam it, seeing how it has double protected. Breloom comes out, I think it protects this turn. I'm going to double the Zapdos slot. Okay, no protect comes out from it, but I do pick up the Zapdos. Where do you Spore? I'm assuming my Latios. Yeah, obviously my Latios. So I have a guaranteed turn of sleep this turn, but I can still KO their Garchomp through Ice Beam. Does Bullet Punch just KO me, or Bullet Seed? Yeah, they get a 4-hit. That's unfortunate. The fact that their Breloom outsped me was kind of unfortunate, but hey, I think that game was actually really well played, all things considered. So this team was really fun. Let's talk some things through. Kangaskhan, absolutely 100%. This thing was just great. I am convinced to play this on some other teams just to try it out some more. I think that this was fantastic. Toxicroak was fine. Like it didn't do anything amazing, but having access to Fake Out was cool. Like Black Sludge was fine. This set's okay. I can see Sucker Punch being relevant instead of Drain Punch. I think Drain Punch is pretty mediocre right now, to be honest with you. There's not a lot of things that this is hitting super effectively. Whereas, like, if you're up against, like, Crest and Trick Rooms up, you can always Sucker Punch them. Scizor felt fine as well. We didn't play a lot of matchups where Scizor was relevant, but it was fine. The Rain Duo was good. I definitely like these two. Expert Belt Ludi was actually really really good as well. I didn't miss the damage output that we had from it. You can also put like specs on this and drop Fake Out and play. You could do like Giga Drain Energy Ball. You could drop. You could do like Giga Drain. Energy Ball Scald Ice Beam I think is pretty okay. You could also do Surf Energy Ball Scald Ice Beam. I think these three are pretty sold. Energy Ball Scald Ice Beam are pretty great. If you wanted to do like specs things, you could drop that the Fake Out for either Giga Drain or Surf, depending on what the rest of the team looks like. Like specifically here, because we do have Dry Skin Toxicroak, getting that recovery would be pretty decent from Surf. Like you're hitting your Mon. You could also have like Storm Drain users, which in the format right now there's not a ton of them. There's Traydilly, Gastrodon, Lumineon, so like not a lot going on here. I think of these you would most likely want to play like Cradilly just so you have a rock type on your team as well, but I think that's pretty mediocre all things considered. Things I did notice about this team, we have a really hard time beating up opposing Scizors. I know that came up a couple different times in a couple different battles. Like cycling out Fake Outs was fine, but I think that I would probably cut Toxicroak for some Firemon. Could be like Entei. I don't hate Entei here. You could be... I like Camerupt because then it gives us ground coverage and a potential switch in for Pelipper, but I think that's pretty... Like, the things that Camerupt are doing are all pretty mediocre. Like, you do have Solid Rock, so, like, that's not actually awful. You'd be, like, Leftovers, Solid Rock, Protect. What are our attack stats look like? 105 versus 100. So we can do Earth Power, Heat Wave, and Yawn. Yawn actually isn't terrible. Will-O-Wisp is obviously very good as well. Something like this, maybe? I think we want to be a little more offensively oriented here. Obviously, I would need to do like defensive calcs to see what all this lets us live. But something like this, I don't hate Camerupt. I actually kind of like it here. Obviously the 4 times weakness to ground to water is pretty unappealing, but I think the fact that you have multiple switches, like switch-ins to water attacks, is pretty great for Camerupt here. I'm not saying this is correct, but it is something you could potentially do. But yeah, this team was definitely fun. I would probably cut the Toxicroak. I think it was just a little too cute. Put in some type of fire coverage to deal with opposing Scizors. The rest of the team was really great. I absolutely loved Kangaskhan today. Latios was very good as well. And then, like, the Rain Duo was exceptional. And, of course, format staple Scizor. So, that's going to be it for today, everyone. Thank you so much, as always. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later this week with some more Littleroot laddering. Have a good one, everyone. Peace.